experimenting. I'm going to make a Greek style chicken salad. So I have a few things going on here. I'm going to be making sauce, a Greek dill sauce basically. Here we have dill. I have a couple of lemon halves. I sliced my lemon in half. I have some cucumbers here, which have been seeded and peeled and chopped and diced up. I have a little bit of garlic and my black pepper, kosher salt, onion powder, and garlic powder. So what I'm going to get ready and do is pulse everything together. I also have some Greek yogurt here, which here is the finished product, the Tzatziki sauce. It's very frothy right now, so I'm probably going to let it rest in the refrigerator while I prep my chicken for the salad. Okay, so I have my chicken breasts here. Generally with my chicken breasts, I like to keep them on the plain side when I'm making chicken salad. So generally I will only season it with just salt, pepper, and a little bit of onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder, and maybe a fresh herb or two. But in general, I usually just keep it on the bland side. And I usually use chicken breast because I don't really like to bite down on gristle when I'm eating a chicken salad sandwich, or especially on a fresh piece of bread. I have texture issues, I guess, or maybe it's just me, but I just really prefer the chicken breast when I'm making chicken salad. So there are other options that you can use. You can use a leftover or a fresh rotisserie chicken and basically tear apart the meat or chop it up into small pieces to make your chicken salad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my chicken breasts and I'm just going to tear them. I prefer to tear again. I don't generally chop my chicken breasts. It's just a preference. So now our chicken is all shredded and ready to complete for the salad. It's nice and tender. And you just want to get it shredded up like chopped barbecue. So there we go. So now that our chicken is all shredded, I'm going to get ready and set it to the side for the Greek chicken salad sandwich. And yeah, I'm just going to set that to the side. And we still have our tzatziki. So yeah, that's in the refrigerator. I'm letting it congeal, and I'm also letting the flavor set in. It can have a lot of bite, and it's just a really fresh sauce, so you do want to let it sit before you serve it to your guests, and just let it get, nice and cool, and let it congeal a bit. Okay, so I'm getting ready to make the tapenade. We have a few things going on here. We've got some Kalamata olives, we've got capers, black pepper, anchovies, lemon, extra virgin olive oil, and feta cheese. If you saw my first video when we took the trip to the fresh market, I mentioned the tapenade that we had while we were there that I really enjoyed. And I noticed that the tapenade had what seemed to be feta cheese in the tapenade, and I thought it really complemented it well. It's not an ingredient that you'll find in everyone's tapenade. However, in the one that we tasted at the market, I was able to identify feta cheese in there. A few things to note. With Kalamata Olives, they are a little bit on the salty side. And so you want to make sure that when you're mixing your tapenade, you don't add much salt, if any. And also anchovies. Oh my goodness. I remember when I was little, my mother, we had an Italian pizza place that we would go to, and she would order anchovies on her pizza with mushrooms and onions, and I just thought anchovies were like really gross. But they are a component of the tapenade. Once they're blended in, unless you're really familiar with specific ingredients and you've got pretty keen and sharp taste buds, you may or may not pick it up. I know I didn't pick it up immediately. But yeah, these are the components of the tapenade. And what I'm going to do is blend them together in the blender. I'm just going to kind of pulse them. With the tapenade, it has kind of a, I'm trying to think of a way to describe it. It's kind of got more of a minced up texture, more so than a smooth texture of like a dressing or something like that. This is more of like a, definitely a minced texture. And also to note with the ingredients, capers tend to have a pickled taste. So you want to keep that in mind as far as measuring your lemon juice if you don't want your tapenade to be overly sour. And we also add in fresh garlic. So I have fresh garlic here. Then I'm going to chop up and include when I go to mix the tapenade. And again, as I'm going over the textures and the taste, these are things that if you really want to get better with your cooking, you want to taste things, you want to familiarize yourself with the taste and the texture of the ingredients before you use them, and just get acclimated with them and how they may mix together and get along with everything else. And just things that you want to bear in mind, like limiting salt in the case of the salty Kalamata olives. So I'm going to get ready to get everything together and get it pulsed in the blender. I am always forgetting my herbs when I'm coming to you guys cooking. I don't know why that is lately, but I have fresh oregano here that I'm going to add in, and I also have fresh basil. You want to add in a fresh herb or two to your tapenade. Usually herbs that complement the tapenade best, and they range from being thyme. I've seen thyme used, and I've also tasted thyme. I've tasted rosemary, definitely rosemary. I know I've tasted rosemary, and oregano and basil, which today I'll be using oregano and basil. If I could pinpoint the herbs used in the tapenade that I had at the market, I would definitely say that it was rosemary and oregano. So today I will be using oregano and basil. Okay, so now I'm just getting ready to load everything up into the blender. is our tapenade. And generally, the tapenade is good for crackers. It's good on bruschetta, and I've even used it on pasta. So it's a really nice spread, and it just is so full of flavor. And again, you could tell by the aroma that it's just very robust and very full of flavor. I mean, and a little bit goes a long way. Usually you'll just see people spooning just little small amounts, like fingerprint sized amounts, or like, teaspoon, better said teaspoon. You'll see people using teaspoon to half teaspoon sized amounts because it's really rich in flavor, and it has a very robust flavor, and it makes an excellent spread. It really does. It tastes great. Okay, so now I'm just going to mix in the Tzatziki sauce over top of the chicken shreds and just make sure it gets a nice even coat. Complementing ingredients for the Greek salad would definitely be things like spinach, the small cherry the small heirloom tomatoes, and also red onions. Today I'm just keeping it simple for this video, and yeah, I think today I'll add a little bit of spinach for the sandwich, and we're going to add spinach to the sandwich, and I'm going to get ready and start plating. And here's a look at the chicken salad, nice and evenly coated. Well, the chicken component of the salad, chicken and the dressing. Today for the sandwich, I'm using a fresh baked croissant. I love croissants. I love the buttery, flaky texture of it, and when I was in college, it was one of my favorite on-the-go breakfasts to have a croissant with the orange juice. So now I'm going to get ready to plate up the sandwich, and then I'll show you guys the final result. And here we have the finished product. We have the chicken salad resting on a bed of fresh spinach, and we have the tapenade spread on the other side. Put it together, and voila! There you go. Bon appetit!